There were times when survivor techs were everywhere, and gradually they have become less commonplace, and it's mostly for two reasons. First, some techs are just merely patched out of the game, and second, some just become obsolete due to the evolution of the game's mechanics and features. So many survivor techs have existed at some point that it might be easy to forget that there used to be one particularly nasty tech related to a survivor's stagger when falling from a great height. For those unaware, essentially this tech allowed a survivor's stagger from falling to be completely ignored if the survivor could instantly vault a window or a pallet immediately after dropping down. Here's an example of what I'm referring to. Now this tech was quite busted with certain loop combos, such as this hill drop off into the shack window. An easy example of how an already strong loop could become even stronger with the presence of a hill next to the window. The stagger removal was both satisfying to pull off and ridiculously reliant on map RNG to even be possible, making this tech a personal favorite of mine. However, it's for those very reasons that I completely understood why this was patched out of the game. But enough time has passed since its removal that I started to wonder, is this tech still possible by substituting the window vault with another interaction? The complication for any potential with this is that there's typically zero interactables close to the drop-off points of high places, outside of select windows of course, but obviously those are no longer viable. But I was playing my millionth match on the game when I noticed something. One of the drop-off points from the first floor places a survivor right in front of two lockers. So I wanted to test a theory. Is it possible to instantly enter the locker after falling to remove the stagger effect? Well, I tried it. And sure enough, it is indeed possible to cancel the stagger from falling by instantly vaulting into one of the lockers. However, there are a few downsides to this. First, the time reduction in doing this is essentially non-existent. Second, I'm fairly confident the only map that has a drop-off spot with lockers immediately available is the game. So this is likely only available to be utilized on this map. Truthfully, I don't find any real benefits in bypassing the stagger removal with this method unless you have any locker related perks that would serve some sort of purpose mid-chase or something. Quick and quiet, head-on, flashbang, and dance with me are the perks that come to mind. Perhaps in a pinch, slow vaulting a locker after dropping down could be a viable stealth strat that can catch a killer off guard, but the whole point of this interaction is about removing or reducing the stagger effect, so I'm not sure if that would ever be super useful. Overall, using this locker setup to remove the stagger after falling feels like a pointless interaction that doesn't serve any real benefit. There's no real time efficiency, secured safety, or looping spot to connect this with like the shack window example I showed earlier. And barring another map suddenly having a longer drop-off point that would increase the stagger duration while also having a locker available to immediately hop into, thus making this actually time efficient, I think it's safe to say that the stagger tech is dead and buried. The window vaults were truly so satisfying. Thanks for watching.